Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
Wall Street Journal Markets. July 29, 11:36 America, New York. Credit Suisse needs to make bold changes. The bank's Archegos position is finally cleared, but more needs to be done to persuade investors that the lender is on stable footing.
Forex Live. July 29, 11:26 America, New York. Who cares about the Robinhood IPO when Traeger is going public too? Robinhood gets all of the attention, but Traeger is the way to go. Robinhood may have a brand that is attractive to the new retail trading public, but the way to my heart is through what goes in my mouth, i.e.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. July 29, 11:10 America, New York. Biden asks Congress to extend federal moratorium on evictions. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's moratorium on the evictions of tenants is scheduled to expire Saturday.
Forex Live. July 29, 11:08 America, New York. BOJ's Noguchi. BOJ may be able to begin debate on strategy for hitting price target around end of 2021. BOJ Noguchi speaking. The USDJPY has just dipped below the 100-day MA at 109.567, and tests the low from July 7th at 109.527. Staying below the 100-day moving average increase the bearish bias. Forex Live. July 29, 11:04 America, New York. USDCAD falls to new lows going back to July 14. Extends the 82 pips trading range. The USDCAD was stuck in an 82 pip trading range for 5+ trading days. Yesterday through the FOMC, the price tested the upper extreme near 1.2606 and the lower extreme near 1.2525.
New York Times Business. July 29, 11:02 America, New York. Marian Goodman appoints 5 partners. Goodman, a defining presence in the art world for decades, has now promoted 5 employees as partners to shape the business's future. Marian Goodman, whose namesake gallery opened in 1977, has appointed partners and promoted other staff to support them.
Daily FX Market News. July 29, 10:58 America, New York. Tech Review. Positive earnings and accommodative Fed lift the Nasdaq 100 index. Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook and Tesla all beat earnings estimates. Nasdaq eyes all-time highs once more as the Fed remains accommodative.
Forex Live. July 29, 10:48 America, New York. Biden asks Congress to extend eviction moratorium. Looks to extend to the end of September. Pres. Biden has asked Congress to extend eviction moratorium. The eviction moratorium was to end on August 1. Biden is petitioning for the moratorium to end at the end of September.
The Library of Economics and Liberty. July 29, 10:44 America, New York. COVID-19 and the inefficiency of state coercion. An article by legal scholar Richard Epstein published in the Hoover Institution's Defining Ideas defends George Mason University professor Todd Zywicki, who is challenging his university's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The Uneasy Case for Universal Vaccinations, July 27, 2021.
Daily FX Market News. July 29, 10:30 America, New York. FTSE 100 Index Forecast. UK stocks surge on robust earnings reports. FTSE 100 Index up 1% today and 9.70% YTD after several constituents posted record earnings results with help from a dovish Fed and sliding UK bond yields.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. July 29, 10:30 America, New York. Real estate is booming in Bozeman, Montana, or shall we say, Los Angeles. The Rocky Mountain city is nearly unrecognizable, as out-of-state buyers and young professionals continue to transform the once sleepy area into a trendy hotspot.
Forex Live. July 29, 10:29 America, New York. USDJPY chops up and down but continues to find support ahead of the 100-day MA. The USDJPY 100-day moving averages at 109.569. The USDJPY has had a choppy run of it today with price action confined to a 34 pip trading range. The 22-day average is around 60 pips. The highs reached 109.84.
New York Times Business. July 29, 10:28 America, New York. Growth is strong, but the obstacles to full recovery are big. The new GDP numbers paint a vivid picture of a nation still struggling to complete an economic readjustment. a house under construction in Culver City, California, last fall. New York Times Business. July 29, 1023 America, New York. Consumer spending was a big factor in GDP expansion. A 2.8% rise in spending on services helped offset declines in other areas of the economy. Shoppers in Miami Beach, Florida, in April. Factors like stimulus checks and rising coronavirus vaccination rates lifted the economy in the spring, but the Delta variant is clouding the outlook for the rest of the year. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. July 29, 1009 America, New York. What's the hot endorsement deal for 3.5 tons of college football players? Barbecue. For the first time, college student athletes can make money off their name, image and likeness. So far, that has meant some meaty restaurant endorsements.
Forex Live. July 29, 1003 America, New York. USDCHF dips below 200-day MA. Bears remain in control. 200-day moving average at 0.90734. The USDCHF has dipped below the 200-day MA at 0.90734. The pair move above that moving average line back on June 16 and stayed above. Traders will now look for the price to stay below and increase downside momentum on the break.
Daily FX Market News. July 29, 10 o'clock America, New York. AUD, USD rate defends post-FOMC gain on lackluster US GDP report. AUD, USD defends the advance following the Federal Reserve interest rate decision as the U.S. gross domestic product, GDP, report warns of a weaker than expected recovery.
Forex Live. July 29, 10 o'clock America, New York. U.S. June pending home sales minus 1.9% meter per meter versus plus 0.3% expected. U.S. June pending home sales data from the National Association of Realtors Regional Indexes. Separately, Freddie Mac reported that U.S. 30-year fixed mortgages were clocking in at 2.8% versus 2.78% a week earlier.
Wall Street Journal Markets. July 29, 9:58 America, New York. How Ford, Volkswagen could keep the good times rolling. The chip shortage has made car sales unusually profitable, but manufacturers' chances of maintaining their margins depend on a completely new way of doing business.
Naked Capitalism. July 29, 9:55 America, New York. A 20-foot seawall won't save Miami, but living structures can. How to rescue Miami. And other coastal cities that will otherwise be largely underwater.
Forex Live. July 29, 9:47 America, New York. U.S. dollar edges higher as S&P 500 hits another record. U.S. stocks add to gains. The S&P 500 rose 20 points to a new all-time high of 4,423. What's interesting is that commodity currencies are under some pressure at the same time.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. July 29, 9:41 America, New York. The West embraces state subsidies, a policy throwback, to counter China. Industrial policy, an approach long criticized as inefficient, is being adopted by the U.S. and its allies to directly fund critical sectors such as semiconductors.
Forex Live. July 29, 9:38 America, New York. U.S. major indices trading higher in early New York trading. Nasdaq erases pre-market losses. A snapshot of the market currently shows. In other markets as U.S. stock trading gets underway. In the Forex market, the GBP is the strongest of the majors, taking over that spot from the NZD at the start of the NA session.
New York Times Business. July 29, 9:28 America, New York. Nikola founder Trevor Milton charged with securities fraud. Federal prosecutors charged Mr. Milton with misleading investors about the technology for battery and hydrogen-powered vehicles Nikola had hoped to manufacture. Prosecutors said that for nearly a year, Mr.
Forex Live. July 29, 9:28 America, New York. GBP USD extends above the 100-day MA and looks toward 1.4000. 100-day MA at 1.39201. The GBP USD moved up to test the July swing highs between 1.38979 and 1.39094 after the FOMC decision yesterday. Sellers dutifully leaned against the area on the test, some profit-taking, low-risk selling.
Global economy. July 29, 9:24 America, New York. German inflation hits highest level since 2008. Pace of price growth driven up by rising manufacturing costs and materials shortages.